Hello, this is Mr. Huff. First thing let's talk about is the ENotes. I have provided on the home page of all of my Canvas courses a little link here, and this will make a copy of a default template. If you want to use mine instead of making one every time, you can use this. Feel free to design your own. You can also, once you design one and you start a new notebook, you can use the import. It's at the bottom right of the themes tab, but you can import from a previous slideshow, and that makes it easy to manipulate that format without having to redo it. Let's talk a little bit about digital notes. Big pens are greater than laptops. If you do any kind of research about note taking and which is better, using a laptop or using pen and pencil or or pencil and paper, then you'll find that hands down every time it seems that the handwritten notes are superior to digital notes. And the problem with that is when we take digital notes, we tend to copy and paste things or type everything word for word because you just type what you listen to. And the problem there is that you're not handling the information. When you're writing, you can't keep up with the speed at which the speaker is speaking. So you have to summarize and compare and condense and organize on the fly. So if you will spend the time in your digital notes summarizing and comparing and condensing and organizing on the fly, putting down your thoughts rather than word for word or just copying and pasting, then you will make your laptop equivalent to a pen and a paper for notes. Also on the eNotes, make sure, and I saw that this was kind of a weird thing, but make sure that the page numbers are showing. If they're not, choose Insert Slide Numbers. And also make sure you sign and date all the pages of your notebook. This is an example right here of mine, and I like the font Rock Salt, and that makes it look really nice. Something I think I need to talk about a little bit is how A and B days work. Some of you seem to have the thought that we're block scheduled, and we're not block scheduled. We are doing synchronous and asynchronous learning. So on A days, you're in an odd period class. You're going to join me on Zoom. Uh, the evidence of engagement for that day is your attendance and participation in the Zoom meeting. For asynchronous, your evidence of engagement and attendance is completing Canvas work, and you have until midnight to get that done. One of the things I'm going to do, though, and you need to know this, at the end of my day, around 3:30 to 4 o'clock, somewhere in there, I'm going to go through Canvas and look to see if anything's turned in, and if you haven't turned anything in, I'm going to mark you absent. And then I will check the next morning to see if you've turned anything in, and I can change you to the remote asynchronous to show that you were here. So I have until noon the next day to get that straightened out. And that's how I'm going to kind of do that. So on B days, that means if it's an even class period, so you're going to join us in Zoom, and then the evidence of your engagement is going to be your participation and attendance of the Zoom meeting. For asynchronous folks, the odd periods, you're going to complete assignments in Canvas and turn them in. I would suggest if you even turn something in, even if it's not done all the way, and I'm probably going to regret saying this, but turn something in just so I know that you were there. And if you're not done, just put in the comments, hey, I'm not finished with this yet, but I'm turning something in to show you that I was working on your stuff today. Turn in something related to the assignment. Don't turn in pictures of Uno cards or things like that. I am not amused. All right, let's talk about start times. I'm going to delay our start. Because the campuses are running on different timelines, this will give everybody a chance to get into the class. You should be getting your materials ready and everything. So on A days for third and fifth period, we're going to start at 10 a.m. and 1:40 p.m. respectively. On B days for EDD, we're going to start at 9:20. And we're only going to do Zoom in the second period. We're not going to do first and third. And then for fourth period, we're going to start at 11:10, and for sixth period, we're going to start at 2:35. So it's about 10 minutes after the class starts at the mile. This will let me, when we go face to face, kind of get some housekeeping done here and get things underway a little bit before we start the Zoom. Okay. Zoom etiquette and expectations. You should be using going to Canvas and using the link posted in the Zoom section. Use your actual name if it logs in with your student ID number as quickly as you can. Change it to your actual name. Mute your mic unless you are speaking. There are shortcut keys for that. Learn them. And then show your video, especially when you first appear. And let me just say, it looks really bad if I say, okay, you guys can go, and there's someone that's turned their video off, and I'm saying you guys can go, and it's just sitting there, and I call your name. Hey, little Bobo, we are done with class today. Do you hear me? And you don't respond. That tells me you shut your video off and went to get a sandwich. So don't do that. Speak professionally, share your ideas, and bring questions to make it engaging. This first week, or the second week rather, we're not going to have a lot to talk about in Zoom because we haven't tackled any math yet. That's where we're going to need to do examples and things synchronously. So just join in, ask questions. I'll overview the week. So come see me. That's how I know you're here. All right. Now we're going to do weeks in review. So look in the announcements. You should see another video that talks about what you're doing this week. Thanks for joining me.